Welcome to this Ferris State University football post-game report. I'm the voice of the Bulldogs, Rob Bentley, joined by Sandy Golston as the Ferris State Bulldogs finish off a 28-20 win over the Michigan Tech Huskies. Sandy, we knew Michigan Tech coming in was going to come in, play hard, and play well against the Bulldogs. They did that here this afternoon.
They did. They did a lot of things well. Offensively, they came right out, and they came out like a house of fire. They came out really spreading the field, dinking and dunking, out patterns. They got the deep ball early that put them in a position to get that opening touchdown, came back. They got some stops, and then they got the field goal. They were up 10-0, and you're thinking, wow, Michigan Tech off to a great start. And so the Bulldogs eventually they were able to settle down. But early on, it was really scary because Michigan Tech came out playing really well on both ends of the field, and or I should say both sides of the ball. And Bulldogs really had to make some adjustments to be able to get themselves back on track, and that's what they were able to do eventually. And it's not as pretty a win as you always want, but at the same time, Michigan Tech is a gritty, tough team on both sides of the ball.
You mentioned settling down, the defense able to do just that here as they really kind of limited the opportunities for Michigan Tech in the second half. Offensively, the Bulldogs really started to pick up the pace of play a little bit, led by Carson Gray, who had a big day for the Bulldogs at the quarterback position in the second half.
Yeah, I thought Carson really settled in, and he really he was doing both things really well, and we know he can run the football. And he came in, and he really did that. He ran the football well. I thought the offensive line started to get better, play with a little bit more confidence as the game went on. And then he started to throw the ball, and he made some pinpoint passes. He definitely had the one that he would like to have back later in the game, but he was able to bounce back from the pick six. He came back, throws a dime to Tyrese Hunt-Thompson. He goes to the house, and so he was able to come right back. The team showed a lot of confidence in him, bringing him back in the game, and he showed confidence in himself by making the great pass to Tyrese.
Last week, the Bulldogs led 21-10 going into the fourth quarter against Grand Valley State. They had a 21-10 lead today in the fourth quarter. Nice to see them make the plays they had to. Despite the interception late in the ballgame, the Bulldogs answer right back and found a way to make some big plays here to kind of salt this one away at the end.
Yeah, we talked about it on the air, and it was a little bit creepy. It was 21-10. Just like we had last week, and then all of a sudden you had the interception and they were able to score, and then it gets a little bit scary. But they did a really good job of really responding, and so we talked about how would they handle it this time as opposed to what happened last week when they saw the opponent come from behind and get the victory. And so they did a good job of responding. The defense really buckled down, did what it had to do. We still had some penalties that really hurt us at times, and so that's something that we got to figure out somehow. But I thought really down the stretch the offense did a good job of running the football at times, running some time off the clock, and we got the stop that we needed when we needed it.
Of course, the Bulldogs today had a chance to honor Jason Vanderlon, the two-time Harlan Hill Trophy winner, a tremendous ambassador here for Ferris State football, guy that had his jersey retired, his number retired, first one in the 113-year history of Ferris State football.
Yeah, and if you had to look at the roster, the all-time roster, and you say, who is deserving of such an honor? And the first name is going to come to you is Jason Vanderlon. And so a great honor for Jason, a class act. His family was here, and he really embodies a lot of what you think of when you think of the term student athlete. He was a great, great student in the classroom, great athlete, great leader. He was a part of that group that really changed the culture of this program. Coach Anise talked about it in the post-game press conference that he and the coaching staff get a lot of credit, and they do deserve it, but those guys, those initial guys that were here, the Jake Lampmans, the Jason Vanderlons, the Justin Zimmers, the Cody Dingledays, a bunch of those guys, they deserve a lot of credit too because they helped change the culture of this program. And so very fitting honor, and it was great the coach was able to get the football team to come out and to be there and to share that moment with Jason, to see history, to see one of the greatest, if not arguably the greatest that we've ever had to do it, and to see him honored with that great honor to have that number retired. And Xavier Wade's going to be the last guy to wear it.
Obviously, the Bulldogs, led by Jason Vanderlon, reached the playoffs. 2014-2015 started a stretch. The Bulldogs keep their playoff chances alive with a win here today, heading into the final 3 games of the regular season.
Yeah, we're going to see the regional rankings come out. I've seen some projections, and right now Bulldogs maybe looking like 3rd in the region right now, but possibly could climb higher, and still a lot of football left to be played. So, again, we talk a lot about the national rankings, and there's certainly a lot of excitement about that. The regional rankings are going to really matter most. But what really matters, even more than the regional rankings, is you got to keep winning football games. And so the Bulldogs did that today. They took another step in that direction, and now they go on the road, and they have to continue to stack up wins as we close the regular season.
Bulldogs will be at Northern Michigan next Saturday. Kickoff set for 1 p.m. Eastern Time up in the Superior Dome in Marquette. For all the latest coverage on Ferris State football, you can log on to ferrisstatebulldogs.com.